guys, so today I'm going to be comparing the original Beauty Blender Micro against the PS Pro non-latex mini blender. So if you want to see how these two compare, then make sure you subscribe and keep on watching. So the original starts off being really super teeny tiny, and it's very squishy and easy to play around with. You can swirl it in your fingers and it's very nice and squishy and nice and compact. And then once it is wet, it is even more squishy and springy and bouncy. This one actually doubles in size and the tip is still nice and pointy and the ends are rounded. So the Primark one is nice and squishy as well. It is a bit more dense than the original when dry. You can see the difference there. I've also done close-ups for you. But it's a lot softer than the normal range beauty sponges. It kind of has more of a Real Techniques Miracle Complexion sponge sort of consistency, which that is my favourite beauty blender anyway. I really like how it applies products. So when it is wet, can we just take a moment? It actually absorbs and it is squishy and soft and is not like the other Primark blenders at all. So you've got to make sure that you get the beauty blenders from the PS Pro range, which are latex free, and they will expand and they are nice and squishy and soft and not hard as rocks. So this one has not quite doubled in size, but it has got bigger. And actually, once it has grown and got bigger, it actually works out to be the same sort of size as the original. When compared with dry, the original is a lot smaller. The original has grown way more than the Primark one and is also softer. Let's now see how they apply. So the original Beauty Blender is nice and soft on the skin, it doesn't tug or pull, and it's blending out my concealer nicely. The tip is enabling me to get really close to my eye without any hassle. So for the Primark one, again, this is very soft and squishy and is blending out my concealer beautifully. If anything, it's blending out just a tiny little bit less, which is actually creating a slightly higher coverage. So obviously, if you do want to blend it out, you can, but if you do want to go for a higher coverage, then this will enable you to achieve that. So both the blenders actually ended up applying very identically. They felt lovely underneath the eyes. I didn't really notice much of a difference between the softness and the pulling. This one is kind of as soft as the Real Techniques one, which is the one that I use anyway, so I'm used to more sort of this, whereas this is a bit more floppy, and actually it kind of, this one blended it out closer just a little bit better because it is that little bit stiffer. But looks wise, they looked identical, absolutely identical, and they both feel amazing. So I then went ahead and applied some loose powder under my eyes using both the sponges damp. So they both applied amazingly and very comparable, very slight differences, but none that I see a reason to buy the original over the Primark ones. Especially if you're on a budget or you don't even know if you're going to like something like this, then the Primark ones are definitely a great option to choose. So now let's just talk about the price tag. So I got my originals off of Amazon, so I think it worked out to be £11 something pence on Prime, which was, you know, so let's call that £12. I think in Boots though, if you buy it in Boots or anywhere else online, they're kind of £13.50 up, and you get 2 in a packet. The PS Pro Primark ones are £2.50 and you get 4. Because these are a lot smaller, they are a little bit more fiddly. Yes, I know, like to apply just concealer, they're really good as long as that's what you're just using it for and you're into your concealer. If you're not into that, like, you know, using a normal beauty blender is fine, but if you really like to, you know, carve out that highlight and like bake and stuff, these are really great. If you're not used to them, because they are so small, they can be a little bit fiddly. I also feel like the original is going to break sooner than the Primark ones because this is a slightly denser material. Obviously I have acrylics on right now, but normally my actual nails are very long anyway, so obviously to hold it you do kind of need to put pressure on where your nails would dig in. I feel like there's a higher risk of the actual Beauty Blender tearing sooner than the Primark one. And finally, these are both the ones that I used a minute ago. So I wanted to use them and then wash them just to see how they scrub up. And they both look perfect. I used my Makeup Revolution Solid Brush Cleanser and they both look fabulous. There's not a speck of makeup on either of them. Personally, I need to get some more of these in my life. Unfortunately, PS Pro don't stock anywhere near me. When I was in Leeds at the weekend, I went to the Primark with Sabrina and Mark and they had the PS Pro ones. And I got 2 packets in the hopes that they'd be good, and I wish I bought like 10. Also, if you're a makeup artist, these are so inexpensive and you can buy a whole bunch of them. So if they get lost or damaged or anything like that, or if you're just building it up, then these are really, really great. Let me know down in the comments if you've tried any of the PS Pro blenders and what do you think. If you'd like to see any more of these kind of videos, then make sure you let me know in the comments down below which ones you want to see, and I will see you next time. Bye!
I'll just do it.
I'm standing on the bed because the lighting is just, I'm feeling it. So we're gonna get some sweet corn. So we're currently in the fabric shop.
Like you need to get.
Yeah, 100%. It looks so nice.